6 home isometric exercises that transform your legs without destroying joints. Contrary to what current fitness culture promotes, to strengthen and tone your legs, you don't need to do endless squats until you can't even walk anymore. It's totally possible to transform your lower body even without moving. That's the power of isometric exercises. Moreover, they're also capable of doing this while preserving your joints, something many traditional weight training exercises don't even come close to achieving. That's why today you'll see 6 home isometric exercises that combine the power to transform your legs without aggressing your joints. These are movements that can be done anywhere, require no equipment, so there are no excuses for you not to start today. Before we begin, please tell us through the comments your name and the city where you're watching our content from. We'd love to know. Exercise number 6. Static lunge. The static lunge is one of the most underestimated isometric exercises when it comes to developing unilateral leg strength. Unlike the traditional lunge where you alternate legs in movement, here you maintain a fixed position, which generates a completely different stimulus in the muscle fibers. The origin of this movement comes from yoga practices and Oriental martial arts, where sustaining specific postures was used to develop mental and physical resistance simultaneously. What makes this exercise particularly valuable is its ability to correct imbalances between legs, something extremely common even in advanced practitioners. When you stay still in a lunge position, the uneven weight distribution drastically intensifies the work in the front leg, especially in the quadriceps and glutes. At the same time, the back leg intensely works the hip flexors and lower portion of the glutes. The static lunge mainly recruits the quadriceps in all its portions, the gluteus maximus, the hip adductors, the deep core that needs to stabilize the trunk, and even the calf muscles in the rear support leg. To execute it correctly, start standing with feet together. Take a step forward with one leg, keeping the trunk upright. Lower your body until both knees form 90-degree angles. The front knee should be aligned directly over the ankle, never exceeding the line of the toes. The rear knee should be close to the floor without touching it. Keep the weight distributed equally between both legs, but with emphasis on the front leg. The main errors to avoid are excessively leaning the trunk forward, which removes tension from the target muscles and overloads the lower back, allowing the front knee to shift inward or outward, losing alignment, and supporting too much weight on the back leg instead of intensely working the front leg. For beginners, I recommend starting with 3 sets of 30 seconds on each leg, resting 60 seconds between sets. As your strength increases, progress to 45 seconds, then 60 seconds, until you can maintain the position for 90 seconds with total control. An advanced variation consists of raising the arms above the head during execution, which further challenges the core stabilizer muscles and increases balance difficulty. This exercise is contraindicated for people with acute knee or ankle injuries, and should be done with caution by those with a history of meniscus problems. Number 5. Wall squat. The wall squat is the classic isometric exercise that mainly challenges the quadriceps, but also intensely recruits the glutes, adductors, and all the core musculature. The beauty of this exercise lies in its ability to recruit deep muscle fibers without causing any impact on the knee joints, making it extremely safe for those with a history of joint problems. Originating from physical rehabilitation practices, the wall squat gained popularity in the fitness universe for its efficiency in developing muscular endurance and static strength. What many people don't know is that this exercise was initially used by physical therapists to strengthen injured knees precisely because it doesn't require joint movement. During execution, you maintain a prolonged isometric contraction that burns muscular glycogen and stimulates important metabolic adaptations for hypertrophy. The muscles worked include all portions of the quadriceps, the gluteus maximus and medius, the hip adductors, the erector spinae muscles, and the complete core that needs to stabilize the trunk against the wall. To execute it correctly, position yourself with your back against a smooth wall, with feet separated at hip width and positioned about 12 to 24 inches away from the wall. Slide down the wall until your thighs are parallel to the floor, forming a 90-degree angle at the knees. The knees should be aligned with the ankles, never exceeding the line of the toes. Keep your back completely supported on the wall, with the entire spine in contact. For beginners, I recommend starting with 3 sets of 30 seconds, resting 90 seconds between sets. Progress to 45 seconds, then 60 seconds, until you can maintain 2 complete minutes with perfect technique. The main errors to avoid are not descending sufficiently, maintaining a very open angle at the knees, which drastically decreases effectiveness, descending too much forming an angle less than 90 degrees, and placing excessive pressure on the knee joints, and supporting only the shoulder blades on the wall, arching the lumbar region and creating unnecessary tension in the spine. A variation to increase intensity is to add weight on your lap, like a loaded backpack or a weight plate, or do it with only one leg elevating the other in front, which doubles the load on the support leg, but should be done for only 15 to 20 seconds initially. An effective breathing technique is to inhale deeply for 4 seconds and exhale for 4 seconds, maintaining constant rhythm throughout the entire execution. This exercise is contraindicated for people with uncontrolled high blood pressure, as prolonged isometric contraction can temporarily elevate blood pressure. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Having constant access to science-based information is what will make you progress with health in the long term in the world of weight training. Number 4. Horse stance. The horse stance, known in martial arts as kibadachi, is an ancient isometric exercise inspired directly by kung fu and karate practices. In this position, you keep your legs apart and semi-flexed, simulating the posture of a rider mounted on his horse. What makes this exercise particularly valuable is its ability to simultaneously work the quadriceps, adductors, and glutes at a unique angle that is hardly replicated by other movements. Martial arts practitioners sustain this position for several minutes as a way to develop not only strength, but also mental discipline and concentration. The horse stance intensely recruits all portions of the quadriceps, especially the vastus medialis, which is crucial for knee stability, the 3 glute muscles with emphasis on the medius, all the hip adductors that work to keep the legs open against gravity, the deep core, and even the calf muscles that stabilize the ankles. To execute it correctly, stand up and separate your feet beyond shoulder width, approximately twice that distance. Slightly rotate your feet outward, about 30 degrees. Keeping the trunk upright and chest open, bend your knees and descend until your thighs are parallel to the floor, forming 90-degree angles at the knees. The weight should be distributed equally between both legs, and you should feel an intense burn in the adductors and quadriceps. For beginners, I recommend starting with 3 sets of 20 to 30 seconds, resting 60 seconds between them. Progress gradually until you can maintain 2 complete minutes. Common errors include allowing the knees to project beyond the toes, placing excessive pressure on the joints, not descending sufficiently, keeping the legs too straight and losing effectiveness, leaning the trunk forward instead of keeping it upright, and letting the knees fall inward, losing proper alignment. It's important to mention that muscle tremors are completely normal during this exercise and actually indicate that the fibers are being challenged to the maximum, generating positive micro tears that result in growth. This exercise is contraindicated for people with injuries to the hip adductors or serious knee problems and should be avoided by those with limited hip mobility. Number 3. Pistol squat hold. The pistol squat hold represents one of the most powerful and challenging isometric exercises for unilateral leg development. This movement, which had its origins in Olympic gymnastics and advanced calisthenics practices, offers benefits that go far beyond simple muscular strengthening. When you sustain the position of a single leg squat, you develop exceptional strength, improved balance, refined neuromuscular coordination, and elevated proprioception. The pistol naturally corrects muscular imbalances between the lower limbs, something bilateral exercises can never completely achieve, and drastically increases joint stability of the knee and ankle. This exercise works the quadriceps intensely in all its portions, especially the vastus medialis, the three glute muscles with emphasis on the maximus and medius, the complete group of hamstring muscles, the deep core that needs to stabilize the entire body on an unstable base, the ankle stabilizers that work constantly to maintain balance, and the hip adductors. To execute it correctly, stand up and transfer all weight to one leg while extending the other in front of the body. Keep the trunk as upright as possible and arms extended forward to help with balance. Descend slowly as much as you can while maintaining balance and control, trying to approach a 90-degree angle at the knee of the support leg. The heel of the support leg should remain fixed on the floor during the entire execution. The extended leg should stay elevated and straight in front. For beginners, I recommend starting by sustaining the position only at the depth you can maintain with total control, even if it's only a few inches of descent. Start with 3 sets of 10 to 15 seconds per leg, gradually progressing to 20, 30, and eventually 45 seconds as your strength and balance improve. The main errors to avoid are allowing the heel of the support leg to lift off the floor, compromising balance and effectiveness, excessively leaning the trunk forward instead of maintaining upright posture, letting the knee of the support leg fall inward, losing alignment, and descending too quickly, losing control of the descent. This exercise is contraindicated for people with acute or chronic knee or ankle injuries, significant joint instability, serious balance problems or vertigo, uncontrolled arterial hypertension due to the tension generated, serious lumbar conditions, and advanced osteoporosis due to fall risk. Number 2. Isometric glute bridge. The isometric glute bridge is an exceptional exercise that deeply isolates the glute musculature, including the gluteus maximus, medius, and minimus. The gluteus maximus is the largest muscle in the human body, and developing it adequately brings benefits that go far beyond aesthetics. Strong glutes are fundamental for lower back health, helping to reduce and prevent chronic lower back pain that affects millions of people. This exercise also effectively combats dormant glute syndrome, an increasingly common condition due to the excessive time we spend sitting, where the glutes literally lose the ability to activate adequately. The isometric bridge mainly recruits the gluteus maximus, which is responsible for hip extension, the gluteus medius and minimus that stabilize the pelvis, the hamstring muscles that assist in hip extension, the erector spinae in the lumbar region, and the complete core that keeps the body aligned. To execute it correctly, lie on your back on the floor with knees flexed forming a 90-degree angle and feet firmly supported on the ground at hip width. Keep arms extended beside the body with palms facing down. Elevate the hips, strongly contracting the glutes until forming a straight line from knees to shoulders. The weight should be distributed between the shoulders and feet. Intensely contract the glutes, maintaining this position. The main errors to avoid are not elevating the hips sufficiently, leaving the glutes partially on the floor, and losing muscle tension, excessively using the lumbar region instead of the glutes, arching the back too much, and creating unnecessary tension, and allowing the knees to fall inward or outward, losing proper alignment. For beginners, I recommend starting with 3 sets of 30 to 45 seconds, resting 60 seconds between sets. Progress to 60 seconds and eventually 90 seconds with maximum glute contraction. An intense variation consists of elevating one extended leg, maintaining only one foot on the floor, which doubles the intensity on the glute of the support leg, but should be done for only 15 to 20 seconds per side initially. This exercise is contraindicated for people with acute injuries in the lumbar region and should be avoided by those with untreated herniated disc. Number 1. Isometric calf raise. The isometric calf raise intensely works the gastrocnemius and soleus, the two main muscles responsible for the shape and power of the calves. What many people don't know is that the calf is considered the body's second heart, helping to pump blood back to the heart against gravity through its contractions. Well-developed calves drastically improve performance in running, jumping, walking, and even overall body posture. They're also fundamental for body balance, helping to prevent falls, especially in older people. Prolonged isometric tension deeply challenges the calf muscle fibers in a way that traditional dynamic movements cannot replicate. This exercise mainly recruits the medial and lateral gastrocnemius that form the upper voluminous part of the calf, the soleus that lies deeper and is especially activated with flexed knees and the ankle stabilizer muscles. To execute it correctly, stand with feet at hip width. Rise onto your toes as high as possible, intensely contracting the calves, and sustain this position at the peak of contraction. The weight should be distributed equally on the front part of both feet. Keep knees extended but not locked. The main errors to avoid are not elevating the heels sufficiently, keeping the elevation too low and losing maximum tension, transferring weight only to the inner or outer part of the forefoot instead of maintaining equal distribution, and swinging the body using momentum instead of maintaining the static position. Because they're muscles predominantly of slow twitch fibers and extremely resistant, calves respond better to higher volume. I recommend 4 sets of 30 to 45 seconds, resting only 30 seconds between sets. Progress until you can maintain 90 seconds with maximum contraction. It's important to alternate between keeping feet parallel to work, more of the lateral gastrocnemius, and pointing toes slightly outward to emphasize the medial gastrocnemius. An advanced variation consists of doing it with one leg at a time, holding on to something for balance, or executing the exercise on a step, allowing the heels to descend below the level of the toes in the rest phase between sets for greater range of motion. This exercise is contraindicated for people with acute Achilles tendonitis and should be done with caution by those with plantar fasciitis. If you liked this and also want to discover another different workout where you use only the wall to change your body, we left a video appearing right now on the screen showing each one of them better. Don't miss it. Thank you for watching until here, and God bless you, my friend.